Hey guys, this is Zombie Tech LP here, and today we're doing a tutorial on the software that I now use for recording my videos, which is a program called Open Broadcaster Software. And it is typically used as an alternative for XSplit, which for those of you who don't know is a pay to use, well, not a pay to use, but like I think it's a one-time payment thing for streaming. And OBS, you also can use it for recording. So I am going to give a tutorial for that. So first thing you're going to need to do is get the program, which can be gotten at obsproject.com. And see, it's got kind of like a little demonstration of some of the, well, not a demonstration, but a little animation of all the games, well, not all of them, but games that are used for this. So, next thing, you'd click this download button here, and it'll take you to a SourceForge page, and it'll give you a 5-second countdown, and it will start downloading. But I've already downloaded it and installed it. It's a very typical installation process. Just basically click next on everything, and I agree on everything. There's no ads in it. Well, at the time of this recording, because it's open source and everything, wouldn't be any point. Next thing would be to run it, and I'm not going to run it because I already have it running on my second monitor because that's what I'm recording with. So this is going to get a little strange here. I don't know if this will work. Okay, so ignore the fact that we've got a little infinite thing going on here. It's just because it's recording the screen that it is, so whatever, it's recording itself. So I should be able to get it. Yeah, let's just go to settings. So you see this button right here? This is your settings, and oh my god, this is gonna annoy me the entire episode or a tutorial. You can change certain profiles in this. Now profiles are basically sets that you've chosen, presets that you've chosen. So I'm gonna add a new one for this. I'm gonna call this tutorial. Add. So now we've got a new preset called tutorial. So I'm gonna go to the first page. Well, I mean, obviously choose your language. I hope you're English. Well, because you wouldn't be able to understand the video. Video encoding. So this is basically how your video is gonna be rendered or compressed, however you're gonna say it. I don't know if this comes defaulted here or not. Just leave it on default because it's worked fine for me on default. I decided to change it, and I haven't noticed a quality difference. I believe right now it is set. Yes, it's set for 20. Yeah, I'm just not gonna mess with that yet. I'll show you that yet later. So quality balance, the preset here is 8, and this is a perfectly good setting. But I've got a beast computer here, so I leave it at 10, depending on your computer speed. Choose your quality. 8 works perfectly well. There shouldn't be any need to change it unless you feel the need to. Audio encoding, codec, AAC, just leave it at that. It's high quality, it works. The default here I believe is 128, and 160 and above you won't notice a difference. When you go to 128 you'll notice a small quality difference in audio. So the fact that I have it on 320 here, probably can't notice a difference with the exception of the file size between, say, 160. But, you know, I can, so I do. So I would suggest 160 unless your computer isn't very strong and you don't have a large hard drive. And then this right here is very, very important. I messed up my first couple of recordings with this setting right here. This is your bitrate. Not sure exactly what it means, but I think it's like how fast stuff changes in the recorded file. So I've got a chart up here I wrote on my right side. So if you're going to be doing something low like 480p and a typical 30 frames per second, because that's what people record with most of the time. If you want really low quality, 1000 works. But if you want normal high quality, 1400, or if you want really good quality for 480p, you're gonna need 1600 bitrate here. 720p, which is what this particular preset's going to be. For extreme quality is between 3500, 4000, high quality 2700, low quality 2000. So that's kind of your range. And then for 1080p, I'll say it just because I can. If you want best, I mean, you wouldn't be recording in 1080p unless you wanted the best quality, so I'm just going to say extreme quality 9000. And I think I have it set to 15,000 on my 1080p preset, just because I can, once again. So yeah, broadcast settings next. Yes, I'd like to save and apply. When this comes up, it just is asking, because its save and apply stuff is per page. So this has a different settings, this has different settings, this has different settings. So yeah, just click yes. Broadcast settings. So by default, you'll see it like this. And looks like a lot of stuff you'd have to enter, but because we're just recording, file output only. Of course, if you are streaming and you want to record as well, you can choose the save to file option, but we're just recording. Well, I am. This is your file path. This is where you would like your stuff to be recorded to. And wow, it doesn't want to load up for me. That's strange. Okay, so basically what this is what your file is going to be saved as. What's strange about this is you actually have to name the file, so you can't just say you want it to be saved in this folder. I have it set to the name recorded, so this is actually what I'm recording right now. But it will save it as recorded, then recorded 1, recorded 2, recorded 3. So you can't just choose a folder. It names it that, what you choose. So that's a little different than other programs. And then you've got your start stream hotkey, so start recording and stop recording. I keep them the same. If you put them the same, it's a toggle thing, so press it once, turns it off, press it again, turns it on, whatever. But you can set different ones. This is all personal preference. I shouldn't have to press apply, but I'm gonna. Next comes video settings. Of course, you put your video adapter. This is my graphics card. Then base resolution. This is, well, if you're recording on a 1080p monitor, then you just choose 1920 by 1080. However, this is just your monitor size. This is not what your video is going to be on YouTube. And for me, I've got 2 monitors, but this is the only one that is this big, so I don't need to choose the monitor option. Although I could just do this and I don't have to change that. However, this is what it defaults to, so I'm going to use this. Resolution downscale. This is what it's going to be displayed on. This is going to be displayed, the res, on whatever you're posting this to. So, if you want it to be 1080p, choose none. I wouldn't bother with that. I think that's a 3 to 4 ratio. So then you've got 720p, 480p, and 360p. I would suggest using 480, 720, or 1080. So then filter, I think this is the one that starts with. It works fine. It really doesn't matter. So just don't bother with that. This is your frames per second. The fastest you can possibly see is 29 point something crazy. So just put 30. Unless you're going to be doing some interesting editing effects with like Premiere or something, or Vegas, then you should set those to like 60. Now I believe the highest this will go is 60. I can't get it to go any higher. Yeah, that's just a setting right here. You can change that later, and I'll show you how to do that afterwards. So this is a very simple part. You just put your screen size and what it's going to be on YouTube. The end. Audio. So this is very important if you are recording games. If you're recording games, you most likely want to have your desktop audio device as well as your mic. However, you don't need to. But for games, you want to be able to hear the game sounds, the effects, as well as you're doing your commentary. So that's very important. So that should be your speakers or whatever your default output is, which you can check by right-clicking on the little sound icon on the bottom right of your screen and choosing recording devices, and playback devices. Whichever one has the check mark should be the default, and that's what you would choose here. Same with recording, it would be the check. That's what you choose for mic. Then you've got your mute buttons, for your mic, then your mute buttons for your sound effects on your desktop. You can choose it so it can be forced to mono if it's your mic and your auxiliary, whatever that is. I don't use an auxiliary thing, I don't think. So that just makes it so that if you've got like a podcasting mic, it won't be like directional. I'm pretty sure that's what that does. Then you've got your boost here, which is the exact same thing. Don't bother with it. That's just what makes your mic louder. It'll also increase background noise. Next, advanced. You shouldn't have to touch anything here. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. Sorry. This should be not changed. This will make your game your computer lag if you put it higher. It will make your computer fast if you put it lower, but it will take forever and to compress itself a little bit, and it will take forever to record, so it'll not forever, but it will try to take forever, but it's still real time, so it'll lag your computer. Oh, I did not mean to click on that. So then video, leave this alone. Basically the lower you put this, the more intensive it is on your computer. How you put it is the slightly lower quality. Basically, slow. I have yet to see a computer that can record well with that. I mean, it's just crazy. You can use some custom special settings. Don't get into that unless you're good with coding, I'm pretty sure. This is the button that if you click on this, you can do up to 120 FPS back there as opposed to just 60. I don't need that, so. And this is timestamps, so that's, I believe, like a synchronization between your different channels of audio. You shouldn't have to mess with that unless you're messing with streaming and you're using a webcam. So basically nothing here you should have to touch, with the exception of if you're doing editing stuff here. So that's almost about it for the settings. Then you've got this. So if you get a little bit of background noise with your mic, you can click on this and you can set your thresholds. It kind of explains that here. I'm not going to explain it because this is self-explanatory. It just makes it so it cancels out your background noise automatically. So any noise under this level gets canceled. Anything above it gets recorded. So that's it for settings. I'm sorry if you guys are seeing this because it's really annoying. Next thing is scenes. I just have this set to gameplay because that's what I usually record. And then sources. Scenes and sources. Very important things. I set everything to a global source when I'm recording. So if I were to check my global sources, and you'll see these. Ghost Recon, Launcher, In-Game, Desktop, which is what this is, and then Arma, Minecraft. So these are my global sources I have right now. What you do to do another one is, if I wanted to use Chrome or something, add, choose window capture, monitor capture, image, stuff like this. If you're doing games, game capture. Enter a name, and, well, I'll go through it anyways. Just random. And you would choose some thing. Unless I wanted to record my Skype, I would choose that. And click OK. And then, what you do is you would come and choose your global source here. So if I wanted to record something like, let's say I wanted to record this right here. Let's just say I want to record this. Then I would come here, and I could, right here, add, it's not a global source, so I'm not going to make it a global source. Window capture, it's your name. I'm just going to name it window capture. Dang it, won't work. Okay, so add, might as well do game capture, let's do it. Chrome. So if I leave that and I open this, that goes like that. I'm not sure. So if I were to, no, I don't know how that works. I'm not gonna mess with that. That's for layering your videos. So I mean, game capture obviously isn't Chrome, so that probably won't work. So I'm gonna remove that. Scenes, you can have multiple scenes, and you can have multiple sources per the scene. So you can have, your webcam over here. You can resize it using edit scene. Click on that and edit scene. You can resize it. I would, but that will affect my actual video because this is what I'm recording. And that's basically it for your recording. You just basically minimize this, press your starting recorded button, and it will record it. So that is it for this portion of the video. Stay tuned for the next portion of the video, which will be managing to edit your videos and compress them with Windows Movie Maker, just because Virtual Dub doesn't like me. It makes it so that my sound is desynced from my video. So I'll see you guys over there in Windows Movie Maker. If you don't have it on your computer and you're using a Mac, can't help you. Okay guys, time for the second portion of the video, and in this we will basically just be compressing the video, and that's it. Oh, why do you crash? There we go. Cancel. So first thing you'd have to do would be to import your media. So you can click on this and it will browse, or you can have your folder and drag them and drop them. I've got these three clips recorded to test, so you can start with the first one, second one, and then the third one. So one at a time, so we don't have to organize them while they're in here. First one, it's going to prepare the files, which it will do. Depending on the file size, it may take a while. And
7, 8.
That was not good. It decided to run it. Whatever. So now we've got the 3 inputted here. If we were going to play this,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
okay, cut off the end there.
1, 2,
So yeah, it's
4,
gonna
5,
play this,
6,
and this
7,
is basically the video.
8.
So this is what I recorded, and we now have them all into one video. If we were to save this now, we would have one video instead of the 3. So we're already making progress. Next thing is, let's say someone curses in the video, and you don't want it. Nobody likes it, right? Well, people like it. I don't think it's right. So let's say I wanted to censor out the number 6.
4, 5, 6.
What we do is we go to that exact point when I started saying 6. So I started right. Let's go right. Come on, I got this. There we go. Let's start right here. You can see the audio, although I started saying this part right there. Mostly that's me saying yeah in the 6th part. So we're going to we're going to edit, and we're going to click the split button. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 clips as opposed to 3. And we're going to go, this is what I split, right? Yeah. Let's do this.
6, 7, 8. 6.
So basically this entire clip, I was saying 6. However, if I were to have done it, say,
6,
if I had start, or if I had stopped, like right there, I would just click split again and choose this little bit right here. However, I didn't. I had this entire part right here. So what you do is, let's see if I can remember this. So video volume for this part right here, if we've got this clip, if I put this down to minimal here, if I play now,
4, 5, 7,
you can't hear it.
8.
Did a little bit of fading, which I don't like. I wish it was more sharp, so you don't have to cut out the very beginning, but you do. So now I've got that censored. Next thing you'd have to do is probably some little transitions. So if I wanted to do a fading for the video, I would go to animations, and let's say I wanted to fade. So I believe fade is cinematic. That one. I think it was. So let's say I wanted, well, I mean, it's all the same video, but if I wanted it to switch in between here and here, if I wanted it to fade into each other, I could, I believe, which one was it? Dang it. Let me find it again. Was up here, maybe? Yes. Let's try it. I think this is what it was.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1,
Let's try that.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2.
So you can see the video's a little funky there, just because I wasn't recording very well with the tests. I didn't need to, because this is mostly audio stuff. Next, we compress it, and so what you do is File, you would save the movie, which is going to export it, and I would choose YouTube because it works. It says display size 720p. Not necessarily. It really just outputs to whatever you chose. It outputs to whatever your video size is. I'm pretty sure, because I use this all the time, and I've got plenty of 1080p videos out on YouTube. They did it by themselves. So I would just click that, and let's say I want to save this in my root, mymovie.mp4. Why not? This is gonna usually take a lot of time, but now we've got our video here, and we can run it.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So there. That is basically how you do your simple compressing and editing with Movie Maker, and how you record with wonderful open broadcaster software. Very customizable program. I wish I had something like Premiere to use, but hey, don't have the money, so I'll use Movie Maker because it works. So, until next time, that's it for this tutorial, and I'll see you guys later.